things. Defensively, Vince, it's about cleaning the game up. That's what it is for me against Toledo. You're better than they are. Yes, this is a good Toledo offense. I'm looking forward to seeing this Toledo offense play. Sure. I think they're going to be well coached. They got some good players. I think this quarterback can play. I think Notre Dame should be able to handle them, but how long does it take to kind of get some of those things cleaned up? That's what I'm curious to see is, can you clean up the tackling issues in a short week? Can you clean up some of the assignment mistakes that we saw last week? Things that you somewhat expect in an opener. But you expect it in an opener, but the reason you don't expect it moving forward is because you think the staff gets it figured out. So that's what we want to see is to me is I don't have any problem with the game plan up until the fact they went away from the game plan. That's my criticism is they went away from the game plan. I had no problem with the Notre Dame game plan for the first 2.5 quarters of that game.
Nailed it.
Outside of 2 long plays, they dominated Florida State at the point of attack, right?
And we told you there was going to be big plays. Right. We said there was going to be big plays. Yeah.
It doesn't mean I like it, but you know, especially early, it's just going to happen sometimes. What I didn't like is those big plays came from. See, when I say big plays, like sometimes you play man one, your guys are going to get beat. Right, Houston Griffith just got beat, but it was kind of bad technique. The 89-yard touchdown run, that was inexcusable because you were there. You had a 3 technique that slanted the wrong direction. A linebacker was slow getting over the top, and your safety comes down. He's supposed to fill that hole, and he just whiffs.
It's whiffs,
right? That against Florida State. Now again, Florida State, that the running back position is the one area we said that's where they're the best, and that what showed on Sunday night. But you're going to play other really good running backs, including Saturday against Toledo. You're going to play a good running back against when you get to Cincinnati. Jerome Ford is every bit the home run hitter that Jashawn Corbin is, and then some. This ain't the last good running back group you're going to face this year with Florida State. So how can they clean that stuff up? That to me is better angles, being in better position, not overrunning plays. Somebody made a point. I think it was last night's show or maybe it was yesterday's show. They said seemed like guys were maybe going a little too fast. And can they play under control a little bit more? I think those are all things that we want to see. So to me, it's a cleanup game for the defense. Yeah. I have no problem with the stuff you did in the first 2.5 quarters. None. Right. Clean that stuff up. Don't whiff. Make the tackles, do better angles, things like that. That's what I want to see, and that's what's going to tell us a lot about where this defense is going to grow.
Sure.
To.
Well, and it's what I'm looking for specific. It's just more of a complete game, right? Don't go away from the game plan 2.5 quarters in because you're complacent with, or you're happy with where things are right now, right? Continue on with the game plan, right? Regardless of the personnel that's in the game, continue on with the game plan and continue to hammer those guys, right?
Which I still don't think that was a Marcus Freeman decision.
I don't think it was.
I think it was a Marcus Freeman decision to stay in the 3 down. That was his mistake. That was a mistake Marcus Freeman made. I think the whole calling off the dogs thing, I think that was Brian Kelly.
And I agree with you. And I
have no evidence of that other than having followed Brian Kelly for 12 years.
Right. But that's part of it though, right? I mean, we need to see a complete game because we want to see that from the offense too. Mm-hmm. I remember going into, the overtime, I said something to you. I'm like, man, I hope they just go for a touchdown here. And you and I were both like it, but it's not going to happen, and they're just going to run it up the middle 3 times and kick a field goal. Go for the throat, man. Go for the jugular. That you have to have that killer attitude. If you want to be a championship team, you got to have that killer attitude on both sides of the ball. You can't be Mr. Nice Guy. And I don't know if that's the goal of Brian. Well, we were up 18. We're good. It's a win. We're good. No, you're not good. You know what I mean? Alabama blows teams out all the time, and people still respect Nick Saban, right? I have if you don't have that killer instinct, you're never going to win big. And I'm hoping that it gets to that point.
Right.